Hello everyone! Welcome back to another episode of Ballers Take Flight. On this episode, we will be going over the NBA's most sauciest moments. Make sure to stay till the end of this video to find out these moments. If you're new to this channel, or if you haven't done so yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button and smash the like button. Not only are the NBA playoffs always occasion enough for classic moments, will there be any new entries into the archives of saucy moments in NBA playoff lore? And, if so, which players and teams will etch themselves into our collective sporting consciousness? Of course, there's no way of knowing the answers with any certainty, unless anyone has a direct line to Nostradamus. The NBA had an incredibly exciting, enigmatic, and unbelievably fast transforming decade while we're moving to the year 2021. The NBA usually finds success in what its players do, but that's not to say that there haven't been a few stories to talk about involving negative actions. In fact, there have been many saucy moments in the NBA's history. The NBA is filled with ridiculous characters who do ridiculous things. Well, this is a league whose arguably two greatest players ever were a giant sex addict and a gambling-addicted sociopath. So, to honor the wild and occasionally savage history of the NBA, let's sit down and take a look back at the sauciest moments of them all. They might not have resulted in any championships, and stuffy old dudes just want to ignore them. But these moments were as exciting as any windmill dunk, and in some cases even changed the league as a whole. So, let's get to it. Here are the NBA's most sauciest moments. J.R. Smith drama in 2018 Finals Game 1. This first moment should be the worst, but one of the biggest ones of the decade. First, George Hill misses the free throw, then surprisingly, J.R. Smith grabs the rebound from Warriors. He does not score the ball and dribbles the entire court to not call a timeout. Cavaliers blow an amazing upset opportunity and hands the game over to the Golden State. Who knows? Maybe LeBron could have won his fourth title and not signed with Los Angeles Lakers. It's all JR and the Hennessy's fault. Kobe Bryant on Nets and Hawks defenders. Kobe Bryant's 2012-2013 campaign was so emotional and dramatic. He was having one of his best seasons in field goal statistics and did amazing dunks, including poster jams over Chris Humphries and Gerald Wallace, same time in Brooklyn, and in a home game against an athletic, young shot blocker, Josh Smith. 34-year-old pre-Achilles injury Kobe, we miss him a lot. Stephen Curry's miracle shot against OKC. Steph Curry scores 46, and his last shot was a video game hack game winner shot. He was like, "I'm here, the best player in the league, greatest shooter ever. Nobody can stop me." Adjust all the 2K sliders to 99, and you cannot still be better than this version of Stephen Curry. He's amazing. Michael Jordan's final shot with the Bulls. Michael Jordan's deciding shot over Brian Russell in Game 6 of the 1998 NBA Finals against the Utah Jazz may well be the most perfect moment in the decorated career of the greatest basketball player who's yet set foot in the association. But it wasn't just the shot itself that made this moment special. It was the way a 35-year-old Jordan crossed up a younger Russell, had him stumbling over his own feet to create the open look. It was Michael's theft on Karl Malone that put the ball in his hands in the first place, with the Chicago Bulls down by 1 and less than 20 seconds left on the clock. It was MJ's driving layup before that, which accounted for just 2 of the Bulls' final 8 points, all from Michael's hand. And it was the 45 points on the evening in Jordan's last dance as a resident of the Windy City. With that shot, that performance, Jordan collected his 6th championship and 6th NBA Finals before riding off into the sunset, which apparently proved a dead end when, less than 4 years later, he resurfaced in a Washington Wizards uniform for an ill-fated second unretirement. But not even that bit of basketball sacrilege could sully Michael Jordan's perfect moment. DeAndre Jordan ends Brandon's night. If not Blake Griffin's dunks, this is the best dunk of this decade. Brandon Knight is an amazing athlete, and he has some crazy ankle breakers and poster dunks in this decade too. But DeAndre and Lob City were at their best period. This dunk is so exciting to watch. Maybe an offensive foul, but when you watch this on a TV, it's like DJ ended Knight's career. Blake Griffin arrives and posterizes Mozgov and Perkins. Blake Griffin rests a year after an injury as a rookie, then returns as a superstar in Los Angeles. Becomes the best dunker in the league, surprises everyone by dunking over Kendrick Perkins and Timofey Mozgov. He does not only dunk over them, he finishes them like a Mortal Kombat video game. Giannis dunks over Tim Hardaway Jr. Imagine someone dunks over a 6'7" guy, really jumps over a person. When Giannis finished the play, TV cameras showed celebrities in Madison Square Garden. John McEnroy was just in shock. That was the best reaction of all. Also, Middleton was like, "Why?" This may be the top 10 in-game dunks of all time. LeBron James' cramp game during 2012 Finals. Bron goes down hard and feels cramps, a turning point of the series. He checks back and hits a big three-point shot late in the fourth quarter to get the Game 4 victory. Series were almost over after LeBron's heroics. It was already a 3-1 lead. Paul Pierce blocks Kyle Lowry's game-winner attempt. Brooklyn Nets against Toronto Raptors in Game 7. At the moment of truth, Paul Pierce was the truth. He blocks Kyle Lowry's game-winner attempt to secure the series victory over Raptors. James Harden posterizes Draymond Green. Best dunk of 2018, Game 4 of the West Finals. Harden goes over the most versatile defender of the league, Draymond Green, and posterizes him. The Beard was the 2018 MVP, and Rockets were pushing Warriors to 7-game series. Rockets were so close to winning the title that year, but they blew it off. Paul George dunks over the Birdman. Another so close to the NBA Finals team, 2013 Indiana Pacers. They were built so stacked, and the young core was unstoppable against the Heat. Paul George was emerging as a superstar in the league that year, especially in Game 2, by taking over the game and posterizing a defensive specialist, Chris Anderson, aka the Birdman. Big Shot Bob burns the Sacramento Kings. The Los Angeles Lakers might not have had a three-peat of which to speak in the early 2000s without the timely help of Robert Horry. The biggest shot of all from Big Shot Bob came in the closing moments of Game 4 of the 2002 Western Conference Finals against the hated Sacramento Kings. The Lakers were desperate to avoid falling into a 3-1 series hole against the Kings, and it showed. Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal both struggled to convert relatively easy looks at the cup. Luckily for them, Horry was perfectly placed to collect the carom, punched out by Vlade Divac, and launched a three-pointer at the buzzer. The Lakers went on to win the series in 7 games. Jason Tatum on LeBron James. Kyrie-less Boston Celtics are upsetting everyone except their fans. Jason Tatum once had a photo with LeBron James as a 12-year-old kid. Now he's posterizing him relentlessly in a playoff game. LeBron James buries Jason Terry. It was a regular season game, and LeBron James was at his best version. A redemption moment from the 2011 NBA Finals, LeBron James dunks over Jason Terry and makes a look, then receives a technical foul for that. Terry's next game was against New Orleans, 20 minutes and 0 points. He could not have recovered quickly from that. Hakeem Olajuwon blocks John Starks' shot to send 1994 NBA Finals to Game 7. Hakeem Olajuwon stands as one of the greatest defensive players of all time, thanks in no small part to moments like this one from the 1994 Finals. Olajuwon's Houston Rockets were nursing a 2-point lead over the New York Knicks in the final seconds of Game 6. Knicks guard John Starks went up for what would have been the game-winning and series-clinching shot from 3. But the Dream made sure that New York's title would be no more than a fantasy. Olajuwon deflects Starks' shot, delivering the victory to Houston and setting up an all-important Game 7 that the Rockets went on to win to secure their first NBA championship. Manu Ginobili stops James Harden. 2017 Playoffs Game 5. Harden already emerges as the best scorer in the league, but it's not enough for the old man named Emmanuel Ginobili. What a true veteran Manu was. He jumped before the shot happened. He's so experienced. He blocks James Harden's game-tying three-pointer attempt and seals the game. The Spurs won 110-107 in overtime and led the series 3-2. Tony Parker's buzzer beater in Game 1. Every one of us believed that Spurs was going to beat Miami Heat in 2013 Finals after Tony Parker destroyed them with this buzzer beater. They were looking like untouchables until Ray Allen cooked them and Chris Bosh blocked every single San Antonio player in Game 6. Steve Kerr shoots the Chicago Bulls to their 5th title. The brilliance of Steve Kerr's shot to beat the Utah Jazz in Game 6 of the 1997 NBA Finals didn't stem solely from the fact that it ended the series in favor of the Chicago Bulls. or that it came from about 6 feet closer in than normal for Kerr, though both of those details certainly play into the longevity of the play. Of greater interest was how Kerr's title winner was a reflection of the attentiveness and the evolution of an older, wiser Michael Jordan. MJ's buzzer beater in Game 1 of those finals came on a play similar to one the Bulls used at the end of Game 6. Jordan expected that the Jazz would send a double team the second time around, and was proven correct in his prediction. Rather than try to do it himself, as he might have years earlier, Jordan opted instead to trust in his teammates, in this case, all-everything shooter Steve Kerr, and was rewarded with his 5th championship. LeBron James blocks Thiago Splitter in 2013 NBA Finals. LBJ raises for a block for a 7-footer like he's a center too. We all thought this was the best playoff block of all time, but then the Iggy block on Game 7 just topped it. Oh, well, did you catch some of these moments while watching the NBA? Or you just knew some of these moments exist just now? Hey, don't forget to comment below which ballers you would like to see next time on Ballers Take Flight. That's all for the NBA's most sauciest moments. See you in the next video.